You walk confidently through airport security, feeling prepared for your trip. Then suddenly, a TSA agent calls you over. Your carry-on bag, the same one you've used for years, is now flagged as oversized. Within moments, it's being whisked away for mandatory check-in, and your smooth travel day becomes a stressful nightmare. This scenario is about to become reality for millions of travelers in 2026. Airlines worldwide are implementing sweeping changes to carry-on regulations that will transform how we pack, what we bring, and how airports monitor every aspect of our luggage. These aren't minor tweaks to existing rules. We're looking at a complete overhaul that could cost unprepared travelers hundreds of dollars in unexpected fees or cause them to lose precious belongings. What makes this even more frustrating is that many travelers are completely unaware these changes have happened. Airlines aren't exactly shouting about them, and that quick security briefing you barely listen to doesn't cover the specifics. Meanwhile, TSA agents are enforcing these new rules with zero tolerance, leading to longer lines and more frustrated passengers than ever before. Here's what's particularly concerning. Some of these new regulations directly contradict what was previously allowed. Items that sailed through security checkpoints for years are now prohibited or require special handling. The liquid rules everyone thought they understood have been modified. Even the way you pack your electronics has new requirements that could cost you precious time at the checkpoint. But here's the good news. Once you understand these changes, navigating airport security actually becomes more predictable. The new rules, while initially confusing, create clearer boundaries and eliminate much of the gray area that previously existed. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's changed, why it matters, and most importantly, how to pack smart so you breeze through security every single time. Let's start with the biggest change that's catching travelers off guard: the enhanced liquid restrictions. The familiar 311 rule still exists, but it now comes with additional layers of complexity. While you can still bring liquids in containers of 3.4 ounces or less, certain categories now face stricter scrutiny. Aerosol products have received particular attention in the new guidelines. Spray deodorants, dry shampoos, and similar pressurized containers must now be completely separated from other liquids during screening. This means your single quart-sized bag approach needs adjustment. You'll want to organize these items for quick removal if requested. The medication exception has also evolved significantly. Prescription medications in liquid form still receive special consideration, but the documentation requirements have become more stringent. TSA agents now expect to see original pharmacy labels or prescription documentation readily available. Generic pill bottles or transferred medications can trigger additional screening procedures that add substantial time to your checkpoint experience. Personal care items present another area where confusion reigns supreme. The definition of what constitutes a liquid has expanded to include gel-based products that previously occupied a gray area. Think hairstyling products, certain makeup items, and even some solid deodorants that have gel components. When in doubt, treat it as a liquid and pack accordingly. Electronic device regulations represent perhaps the most significant overhaul in carry-on rules. The laptop removal requirement that travelers grew accustomed to has been modified based on bag type and device size. Standard laptops still require removal in most cases, but tablets larger than 10 inches now fall under similar scrutiny. This catches many travelers unprepared, especially those carrying tablet-laptop hybrid devices. Power banks and portable chargers face new capacity restrictions that go beyond the previous guidelines. While the 26,800 mAh limit remains, TSA now requires clearer capacity labeling. Devices without visible capacity markings may be subject to additional screening or potential confiscation. Always ensure your power banks display their specifications clearly. Charging cables and electronic accessories have their own new considerations. Multiple cables bundled together can trigger manual inspection, particularly if they're tightly wound or difficult to examine visually. Consider organizing your cables in clear, separate pouches to expedite the screening process. Smart devices and wearable technology introduce complications that didn't exist in previous guidelines. Smartwatches generally pass through without issue, but newer devices with larger batteries or unusual configurations may require removal and separate screening. The key is being prepared to explain what your device does if questioned. Food items continue to perplex travelers, and the 2026 updates haven't simplified this category. The general principle remains that solid foods are permitted while liquid or gel-like foods face restrictions. But the practical application has become more nuanced. Spreads and condiments now require more careful consideration. That jar of peanut butter or container of hummus falls under liquid rules regardless of consistency. Even items like honey or maple syrup, which some travelers assumed were exempt, must comply with the 3.4-ounce limitation. Homemade foods face increased scrutiny compared to commercially packaged items. TSA agents may spend additional time examining items that lack clear ingredient lists or recognizable packaging. If you're bringing homemade snacks, consider choosing items that are obviously solid and unlikely to be questioned. Frozen foods present a particular challenge because their state can change during travel. Ice packs and frozen items are generally permitted if completely frozen at the time of screening, but partially melted items may be treated as liquids. Plan accordingly if your travel day involves extended time before reaching your destination. Personal items and accessories have seen subtle but important changes that affect daily carry-on decisions. The rules around sharp objects remain largely unchanged, but enforcement has become more consistent. Small scissors, nail clippers, and similar items are still permitted, but anything with a blade longer than 4 inches faces confiscation. Sporting goods and recreational equipment regulations have been clarified to eliminate previous ambiguity. Golf clubs, baseball bats, and similar large sporting equipment remain prohibited in carry-on luggage, but smaller related accessories have clearer guidelines. Golf tees and ball markers are fine, but golf tools with sharp edges require careful consideration. Travel-sized tools and repair kits need re-evaluation under current guidelines. Multi-tools face the same restrictions as before, but the interpretation of what constitutes an acceptable tool has become more standardized across different airports. When possible, pack these items in checked luggage to avoid complications. Personal safety items like pepper spray remain prohibited in carry-on luggage, but the definition has expanded to include items that might not obviously fall into this category. Some personal alarms and safety devices with spray components could be problematic. The enforcement of these rules varies by airport and individual TSA agent, but the trend is towards stricter interpretation rather than lenient application. This means items that might have received a pass in previous years are more likely to be confiscated or require additional screening time. Preparation becomes your best defense against these evolving regulations. Pack with the assumption that every item will be examined closely. Organize your carry-on to allow quick access to items that commonly require removal. Keep documentation readily available for any items that might be questioned. Consider the timing of your travel when planning your packing strategy. Peak travel periods tend to result in more thorough screening and less flexibility from security personnel. If you're traveling during busy periods, err on the side of caution with questionable items. The investment in TSA PreCheck or similar expedited screening programs becomes even more valuable under these new regulations. While you're not exempt from the rules, the expedited lanes typically move faster and may involve slightly less intensive screening procedures. Remember that international travel introduces additional complexity beyond TSA regulations. If your journey involves connecting through airports outside the United States, research the security requirements for those locations as well. What's permitted by TSA may not be acceptable in other countries. These rule changes aren't arbitrary. They're responses to evolving security concerns and technological advances. Understanding the reasoning behind the regulations can help you make better packing decisions and approach security checkpoints with the right mindset. Stay informed about ongoing changes by checking official TSA communications before major trips. Security regulations continue evolving, and what's current today may be updated again in the coming months. Your travel experience depends on staying ahead of these changes rather than reacting to them at the airport. I want to hear from you. Which of these perks surprised you the most? Share your experiences in the comments. Your stories help other senior travelers know what to expect. If this video opened your eyes, smash that like button to help more senior travelers discover these insider secrets. Subscribe to Fly Smart Now for travel hacks they don't want you to know. And I'll see you next one with even more ways to travel smarter, safe travels.